Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
A top Wyoming doctor has been kicked off the state's Board of Medicine after he publicly backed a ban on transgender surgeries for children. Dr. Eric Cuban, the son of a former congresswoman and leading radiologist in the city of Casper, was booted from the board by Governor Mark Gordon last month after he urged state lawmakers to back the ban. The move was triggered by an email the doctor sent to all 62 members of the Wyoming legislature in February, where he lobbied for them to support the Children Gender Change Prohibition bill. The legislation bans Wyoming physicians from proving transgender surgeries and treatments for minors, and would allow the Board of Medicine to revoke a doctor's license if they offer gender-affirming care to children. Although the bill was ultimately approved and signed by Gordon weeks after Cuban's email, the governor forced his resignation in April because his public remarks could cause a conflict of interest as a member of the board. The bill that Cuban was lobbying for was commonly known as Chloe's Law, after transgender activist Chloe Cole, who spoke out about the painful detransitioning process she endured. Cole said she was pushed into taking puberty blockers and undergoing surgeries from the age of 13, an age she argued was too young to be making irreversible decisions. But Cuban's support for a bill preventing such decisions in Wyoming was cited by Governor Gordon, a Republican, in a letter obtained by Cowboy State Daily, which specifically called out his public display of support in the email to lawmakers. The radiologist countered that he was removed for standing up for what he believes in, and claims to have polled 27 Casper physicians, finding the majority agreed with banning transgender surgeries for minors. At the end of the day, I stood up for my principles, I stood up for what's right, and I stood up for the children in the state of Wyoming, he told Cowboy State Daily. Because I did that, I was removed from the board. He insisted to the outlet that his anti-transgender surgery views focus entirely on care for minors, and argues that such treatments on children have not been fully tested for safety. Gordon has angered some conservatives with his moderate stances while governor, and when he signed the bill into law, he argued the government is straying into the personal affairs of families. Cuban, the son of former Wyoming Congresswoman Barbara Cuban, also reportedly shared emails speculating that transgenderism may be triggered by social trends and could be the result of mental illness. The evidence and medical data on gender-affirming care is all over the board, Cuban reportedly wrote in one email. Unfortunately, much of the data on both sides is politically charged and it is difficult to decipher exactly what is true and what is not true. In Gordon's letter firing Cuban from the board, he reportedly maintained the top doctor's right to free speech, but felt his outspoken support could cause a conflict of interest when deciding cases of other physicians. Gordon argued that Wyoming doctors licensed by the board could have a reason to be concerned that you might use your position to advocate for a particular position when faced with questioning. Medical professionals should be confident that their licensure, which is their livelihood, will be handled professionally and clinically examined on merits alone, Gordon wrote. Even the appearance of bias can be disquieting as well as erode confidence in the board's presumed impartiality. Gordon also expressed concern that Cuban's letter could be perceived as representing the entire medical board, despite Cuban's email to lawmakers making no mention of his membership on the board. Cuban countered that he would have respected the law and remained impartial if he remained on the board, particularly because the legislature approved the transgender ban that he lobbied for. Anyone who continues to provide these services in violation of the law is putting their licensure at risk, he said. There's no conflict of interest because I'd be enforcing the law.